Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to Jaraci Cup number 18. This is the upper bracket quarterfinals between WavyWatson and Houston, who's named himself Con-F, I suppose. So he's really getting into the spirit of things. And we actually have a text file. You're kidding me, look at this. It's actually a text file for once. It's not in like an info picture. Well, let me just show that again. I guess you can get a look at the pics here. Houston bans Torrent Crater, no surprise there, that's become everyone's most hated map. But I'm actually a little surprised that WavyWatson isn't taking out College Teeth. But then Houston doesn't grab it, so we're not going to see that map in the series. Instead it'll be the Shallows, Kartoba, Tight End Passage, Galvesian Territories, and the Boneyard. And, like, the Shallows is kind of different, but all four of these maps feel very aggressive to me, so this should be a pretty spicy series, but we're going to start it out with a little bit of a calm one, I think, on the Shallows. And sure enough, we have Ref Mode first coming out here from Houston. And it was a base runner retire, but he launched the probe out here for WavyWatson. That might be good. Those things feel very powerful. But Savan Rails feel really powerful in Anomaly as well. Anyway, we've got, well, I mean, I already said that we had Rift Mode coming out here. But we do have SC first from WavyWatson, and he gets LAD Fab after that. He has to fire the probe before all this, of course, because he retired that base runner. Probe almost got hit by lightning. Wouldn't it be cool if, like, the probe would die if it flew over this thing right as the lightning struck it? No, actually, that would be freaking stupid. Anyway, Houston playing a bit aggressive with that production cruiser just to hunt the probe down, but that might bring his opponent to consider that maybe there is an early attack coming and overbuild into defense, but, you know, we'll see. Oh yeah, that's what you're supposed to use against Savan Rails. I need to play more Anomaly patch. I'm really bad at it. I keep forgetting, like, oh, I could just use literally the tier 1 unit here, you know? Well, speaking of which, we do have LAVs coming out for WavyWatson. And a couple skims for Houston as well. Yeah, I didn't really go for air in any of those games, did I? That might have been a good idea. Nah, man, all I need is salvager det packs, you know? I should have just built, like, frontline salvagers. Obviously. Looks like we have the first fight. Yeah, maybe. Sandscreams are faster, though. Just gonna run away.
Enemy signature identified. Salvager online. Destination set. Rally point designated. Move out. Salvager construction complete. Ready orders.
Oh, were the det packs nerfed too? Ah. I didn't know that.
Enemy sand skimmer on approach. Hostile sand skimmer on sensors. Salvager online.
Well, what is happening?
New fabrication facilities now operational.
Nothing is happening.
LAV construction complete. Construction units depleted. Location marked. Light attack vehicle online. Copy. Go ahead. Enemy sighted. Enemy sand skimmer on approach.
Good night, carrier.
Hostile sand skimmer.
Sleep well.
Enemy signature.
Well, there's not really much to say for this game just yet. Everyone's just kind of
Enemy sand
building Strikecraft here.
carrier.
And yes, we do have AV Fab coming out for WavyWatson, which feels good.
Ready update.
A little surprised to see that Houston is just continuing to get, like, upgrades for the skins. Okay, now we have Rail Fab coming out.
Light attack vehicle engine upgrade complete. On our way. Enemy contact on the board. Enemy sand skimmer on approach.
Yeah, he does. He's a hard man to please, Just Carrier, you know. He hates most people.
Hostile contact on the board.
I have a competition in me. Well, vehicle damage 1 actually is done for the LAVs, but the skims have armor 1, so I think that usually is better for the guy who got damaged, but I mean, in any case, it's still kind of a close fight here. It is actually a little surprising to see such an investment into the LAVs, like getting their ups, getting so many more of them when he has AV tech, but, you know, I will say, like, in a strike-on-strike battle, just having 1 or 2 AVs thrown in there, it's definitely going to make a big difference. But it would be more effective, I'm saying, just to have, like, a lot of AVs here. And he's actually taking third-line production as well, but he's got money and he's not got population space, so this seems like a bit of a mistake to me.
Enemy signature identified.
Are you kidding me? That's so toxic. Was it Empty Soul? I bet it was. Oh, and we have like a rush to honor guards here for Houston. Okay, okay. Now, I'll tell you one thing, they definitely counter LAVs pretty well. That'll be exciting to see if he can get away with this, but it's obviously kind of a greedy build, so let's see what he can do here.
Hostile contact marked. Construction units exhausted. Enemy contact on sensors. Move order confirmed. Hostile sand skimmer on sensors. Additional fabrication facilities now active. Hostile unit marked. Enemy contact on the board.
And we do have a heavy railgun out here to answer the AVs. But even so, Houston's driving dangerously close to them, but WavyWatson didn't activate him, so... I think that the numbers on this fight are actually pretty... Oh! 15-8! Okay, yeah, the numbers on this fight are very good. Where are the AVs? Now they're coming in, but it's a little late. The damage has been done there. Very, very nice trade by Houston. Picks off a logistics module for his troubles as well. Very nice. And that's actually pretty significant. I mean, WavyWatson was pop-blocked earlier. But we do have armor 1 on those AVs. That's gonna feel nice. But if your opponent's like trying to get away with a really greedy build like this honor guard rush here, and then you take bad trades against him, it feels pretty bad because now he can maybe do it. It's not like WavyWatson knows about that, but we do, so you know we can kind of see his doom incoming here. But honor guards don't just insta-win the game. They're very powerful. It's going to be difficult for WavyWatson right after they come out, but it's not just going to instantly end it.
Enemy contact on sensors.
Not unless it gets some really good hits in.
Enemy contact on the board. Hostile contact marked. Enemy engaging armored unit. Hostile railgun has opened fire.
And that railgun makes itself known. Smoke going to be deployed. Looks like Houston wants to jump to finish off the AV, and he's going to get it. So, you know, nicely done by him there.
Hostile contact on the board.
And the LAV's thinking of a counterattack, but they're going to have to back out here. Skims are too close.
Enemy signature identified.
And there's that first honor guard. LAVs boost out, they're going to be just fine here, although one of them does go down, but they take a skim for their troubles. Make it 2, make it 2.
LAV destroyed. Ready update.
But yeah, I really want to know if WavyWatson is doing something else here. And sure enough, it looks like he's teching into fighter and gunship. Oh, and he didn't keep running. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And yes, cool, I'll definitely do that. And Houston gonna slap down the support cruiser there. He is getting pressured by the AAVs up in top though, and this is actually a pretty good counterattack. This could do quite a lot of damage as well. I think bringing the skims back actually not really gonna be very impactful. I would just drive forward and try to base trade here. Smoke's cut off the railguns. Looks like he wants to focus the PC though, and that's a mistake here. Wavy really needs to just take out those rails first. He is gonna get the PC by the looks of it, but I mean he's not gonna pick up all these railguns here, and that would have been a really nice sort of icing on the cake for him there. And you're kidding me, the line of sight? No, surely he gets this. Oh man, that was close. Well, if he hadn't gotten the PC, then it really would have just been game over. But still, there's an honor guard out, and now all you've got to fight it really is like, what, 5 AVs here? It doesn't feel great. Houston probably just gonna rebuild that PC, although right now, by this light blinking, I'm pretty sure that's an honor guard. And yeah, if I were Houston here, I'd be pushing like a madman. Gunships though, aha, he does have his tech switch, so that's good. Honor Guard anti-air could come out, he is also teching missile ship fab, but this is gonna be a pretty painful first reveal. We do have armor 1 at least, but oh, but those skins are so clumped up as well. Ouch. That really hurts. And it is a double gunship setup, of course, so I mean, a lot of damage output right here. Oh, and they clump up again through the choke point. Ah! Okay, that's not good. But yeah, we do have Honor Guard anti-air coming out. Probably he's building missile ships. But that was a lot of sand skimmers that just went down there. No doubt about it. Doesn't have vision on these AVs right now either, which is a little bit awkward. So WavyWatson is up on top of him, but that Honor Guard really hurts, especially with that high ground. Oh. And he's gonna say no. He's gonna say no talking. Oh, this actually is a PC. I thought it was an Honor Guard that he built. HGC anti-air is done. Not gonna want to use that on a probe, of course. He's gonna wait until the gunships come out. And I really like Honor Guard anti-air. It's a very effective anti-air platform against gunships in particular. I think it's good against heavy air in general, but bombers are also very good against Honor Guards, so it doesn't feel like you're countering there exactly. But it just fires a lot of missiles, and against strike fighters, you know, it's gonna overkill quite a bit, but against gunships, it feels pretty good. It feels like you're actually gonna get kills on these things. Whereas missile ships just kind of deny an area, maybe Honor Guard anti-air can actually kill them. Not a tech we see every day, so it's worth commentating a bit. We do have missile ships out as well, so that's gonna be good. Increase the size of that anti-air net. And although that gunship reveal did do quite a lot of damage, I still think Houston pretty firmly in the driver's seat here. He gets the kill on that first railgun as well, no mag XL. Does have armor 3, so that makes these rails pretty tanky, but they don't do a whole lot of damage, not yet anyway. Yeah, I mean, this is a bit of a rough state to play in. He's crunched back onto one base. There's a lot of anti-air, so you can't rely on that. I'm not sure what he's building, though, but I guess he was pop-blocked, so he couldn't make anything for a time. Really needs to get that mag XL, though, if he wants to fight with the railguns here. It's tough, though, because, like, you know, you don't have a whole lot of money to work with, do you? But I think you've just got to invest it here. Besides, your main base gives more RUs than all the other ones, and you are kind of, or CUs that is, and you are kind of RU floating, so maybe it's nice to spend them like that, but... Retiring cells, actually that's kind of a cool move, I think. In this case, that's probably called for. But yeah, still no mag XL. AV marching out to its death as well, needs to self-smoke here to stay alive. Oh, never mind, looks like line of sight was lost. Or not line of sight, but... vision. Oh, and there it goes. Now, Coalition railguns do outrange the Galzian ones without range calibration on. But Honor Guards outrange Coalition rails, I believe. So this is kind of a... And the numbers are all very small, too. So this is kind of an awkward fight to try to win. And it looks like the gunships are launching here. But I have a feeling that's not going to end well. And you really don't need Honor Guard AA on both of these guys, but just one of them turning it on would probably take care of those gunships. Oh, it looks like maybe he doesn't need it at all. The missile ships are going to handle that quite nicely, although he is going to lose one Honor Guard there. Missile ship barrage actually did quite a lot of damage right there. These guys still have it. Ooh. Go on, go on. Get a kill with missile ship barrage. It'll be funny. It'll be funny. Yes! 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 Oh, let's go! And down goes the carrier. Very nice, very nice. He knew what he was doing, man. He waited until, like, just the right moment there. Beautiful, beautiful. And that's gonna be game one, going into the hands of Houston. Oh, trust me, I've tried it before. It's not very good. Well, that was WavyWatson's map choice. So now we're moving on to Houston's territory here. Kartoba, gonna be a rush, I'm sure of it. I'm wondering if he goes for like the blast drone factory, or if he just wants. I don't know if he just wants to do like a normal sandskimmer rush, railguns after the fact, that sort of thing. We'll have to see. But whatever he goes for, this is a good map for it, and it looks like a base for to retire. He didn't smoke the base for it. Anyway, this is going to be probably rails then. And base for to retire once again for WavyWatson as well. It's preloading that missile, and there's Sandskipper Fab. Clean my room eventually. So much clutter in here. Looks like it's SC first once again for WavyWatson. And here come the skins. I think Houston probably didn't need Fleet Cap 45 quite so early. Probably better to focus on getting a couple of LDMs first. But he is, like, close to railgun money, so maybe that makes sense. The thing in this scenario is that you really have to be careful to pick the right thing against your opponent. Like, if he's going for AVs and you get a second PC, then you die. And if he's going for LAVs and you get railgun fab, you die. You have to, like, get the right one. And that's kind of hard to do. Like, it takes a lot of, like, it takes being able to read, what your opponent is building just by the units that he's got out on the field. So, I think in this case it's LAV spam. And what Houston should do is, like, go out there... Oh, he already canceled. Whoa. Okay, he's gonna start it again. What he should do is he should go out here with the, railgun fab starting like this, and then... If he detects, like, okay, this is going to be LAV spam, this is not AAVs, then he can cancel Railgun Fab and get his second PC started. Just get an insane amount of rails, they can counter LAVs too. You know, you're welcome to try it, but I think it's kind of a bad strat. But yeah, so if I were Houston, I would want to cancel Rail Fab here and get my 2 PCs started. Problem is, of course, it's very hard to know. Like, we're the caster, and we can see he's got carry production upgrade, but Houston doesn't know that. So he's going to finish Rail Fab here, and that makes things a little bit dicey. He's going to be in what I call the power trough, right, where his opponent just has way more production than him, and so he's going to get outclassed in the Strikecraft area. And that will persist until 2PC comes out of this Conif carrier. Indeed, I think that Houston's making a railgun, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty bad for him. Although, Goal seems to agree with this. Skims find a good angle, though. They're coming down the high ground, but the ALN comes in clutch there, stuns the 2 guys that are leading. Okay, assault rails, I agree with you there. I agree with you there. And indeed, if I'm in this situation where I've been caught sort of going with the wrong solution, that's generally what I'll do, is I'll try to switch into assault railguns. But, well, yeah, and sure enough, we have one here for Houston. So, maybe he kind of recognizes what the game state is here. But still, this is gonna be dicey right up until he gets that 2PC out, right? And he's nowhere near it in terms of resources, so this could go on for some time. Still, though, WavyWatson taking a bad trade there, running up the high ground. And the railgun actually contributed quite a lot in that. This is the upper bracket. This is the quarterfinals. And the scoreline is 1-0 favoring Houston right now. Uh-oh, you can't take this fight either. Ugh. Oh my. Houston continuing to find some good trades here against WavyWatson. Assault Railgun comes a little bit too far forward. The score don't lie, my friend. The scores don't lie. We've always done everything by the numbers so that it can't be said that like there was a bias in who got seated upper and lower. Nice trade there for the LAVs. Carrier taking quite a lot of damage, of course, but he's getting good mining timing. Houston will get that joke when he watches the vlog. Pull back the wounded guy. Ugh. Oh no, this is a very, very bad fight for Houston. Ugh. Remember, it's still 2 production line against 1 here. Like, you can't necessarily fight... Oh, it also doesn't help you have 4 guys idle right there. Just strange. Yeah, you know, it happens sometimes. But... That's just how Lady Luck prescribed it, you know? We do, by the way, have Railgun Fab done here for WavyWatson. I'd love to have him build, like, just 1. You really don't want to overdo it. And you don't want to build salvagers here. What the crap? Just 1 and have him, like, stationed up on this hill over here. Oh, no! And he's pulling his support cruiser off the main! No, what is he doing? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. He does get the assault rifle. But this is turbo bad. You just keep on the main. Keep on the main. You know, don't lose your eco. But Houston's got 2 PC now. And I think the strikecraft count is still in his favor, which is kind of remarkable. That's just really good trades, I guess, you know? I mean, he keeps taking fights that he can win. I say as we look at the units lost tab, and the numbers are actually like this. But the problem is that WavyWatson has lost too many of these LEVs and just can't build up his critical mass here. And that railgun actually is starting to really contribute. It's being annoying. It's just constantly hurting people. It gets a kill like that, you know. Uh-oh, and WavyWatson's gonna dive on the railgun. If you ever find yourself in the rail rush defense situation, never do that, because then this happens, right? Even if you get the kill on the railgun, it might still be bad. The focus has got to be the enemy strikecraft, not their rails. And the carrier at 50% now. Oh, that's not a fight you can win. High ground for Houston and close range as well. Ooh. Bunch more losses there for WavyWatson. He's gonna try for it again, but same problem there. That blue plus goes a long way. And look at this, Houston started to like stack up the railgun counts, right? You do that when you kind of know that you've won. What could Watson have done here? Actually, he was in a good position. He just had to take much better trades than he did. He had his opponent with Railgun Fab where he had the LAV spam opener. So that's actually a position you should win from. But he kept taking trades that were negative. Eventually it added up. And Houston's gonna claim game 2. And now we jump into map 3. Potentially the ace match, that's not true. Ace match is when you go to like the last map. Potentially the series winning map. You see what I'm saying? And it is, of course, Tight End Passage, this one picked by Houston. And this is a great map for rail rushing as well, so I have a feeling that we know what we're gonna see here. And it's up to WavyWatson to put together a defense against this. Honestly, based.
Construction complete. Fleet Group 1 assigned. Salvager online.
Yeah, I've never heard of a more unbelievably based way of picking your maps than that. Well, look at this. It's actually ref mode for Houston. Surprising. Surprising. I think this is a great map for that early aggro.
Proceed to rally point.
Wait, were there AFK cells? Maybe there were. I didn't notice because I'm stupid.
Awaiting orders. Hostile contact marked.
Get out of there, Probicus! Okay, Probe's gonna live. That's good. Again, I think this is a nice thing that Houston does here. Well, I mean, it's not nice, it's rude, but that's good, you know? Where he kind of, like, floats the PC out in the front there to make it look like, hey, look, here I come, and then actually it turns out he's not rushing, right? You can figure out by going back in with the probe, but it's always a bit scary, especially when it already has taken half itself in damage.
Light attack vehicle ready.
So I really like that. Nice little play.
Construction units exhausted. Rally point designated. Found. LAV construction complete. Proceed to rally point. Awaiting orders. Light attack vehicle online. Artifact coordinates locked. Clear for move. Standing by. Enemy contact on sensors.
And yeah, sure enough, Probe's gonna pop back over there and see it. But you've already got quite a few LAVs out, you know, and it kind of feels like maybe you don't want them now, but it's kind of too late.
Roger. Awaiting orders.
I guess if you've got him, you might as well try to pressure your opponent, see if you can get some value that way. But yeah, I think Houston has played this really well so far. And Wavy setting up his 2 base just now. He's going to be pretty far behind in eco. You can see Houston's actually already got 3 over there too. He's going to have a lot of RUs, so I expect to see railguns this game. It is, you know, quite a railgun map as well. Large open areas. Kill valleys. You don't want to be in the kill valley.
Enemy contact on the board.
And Watson giving a lot of respect here to these skims.
Sand skimmer on approach.
But I don't think he was, like, actually carrier scouted just then. Still, he's playing very, very defensive here. And I think Houston kind of knows everything he needs to from there. He hasn't seen tech yet, but tech hadn't been picked up yet, so, you know.
Enemy contact on sensor.
Yeah, right? Isn't that kind of the Soban thing?
Enemy sighted. Let's move. Roger. Awaiting orders.
And sure enough, we got Railgun Fab here.
Ready order.
And that's going to be very nice to answer the AVs with.
Armored assault in service.
And it kind of just feels to me like Houston is, you know, just a step ahead this whole game. This is looking pretty good for him so far.
Location marked. Enemy signature identified. Hostile sand skimmer on sensors. Radar confirmed. Hostile contact on the board. Light attack vehicle under fire.
Nice trade there with the skims as well. He's got quite a lot more than his opponent. But AVs should say no to that. Sandskim rating's gonna finish as well. You love to see it. Very good upgrade. Scouts the AVs though, gonna back off. And now we're just waiting for those rails, I think. Except he's going for honor guards again. What a madman. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, this worked for him in game 1. I don't think I would play it that way. I would just get a couple heavy rails and try to pressure, but
Enemy contact on
his game, I suppose, right? The difference in game 1, though, was that WavyWatson had committed a lot to LAVs, and he didn't really get much out of it. And in this case, I think Houston's going to get pressured a lot faster.
sand skimmer.
You can already see those AVs are crossing the midpoint of the field right now.
Enemy signature identified.
Okay, but we do have some heavy railguns coming out after all, and that's going to be just what the doctor ordered. Smoke's going to drop, but it's pretty bad, actually. Doesn't really cover him at all there. The other thing that you have to account for is like the travel time of the smoke. That's why people in that sort of scenario tend to just smoke on the AV because it'll land right away and then it'll keep them safe.
Enemy contact on the board. Standing by. Roger, awaiting.
And Houston preempting the fighter and gunship from WavyWatson, gonna go for missile ship fab here. He doesn't actually need it in this case. It's gonna be rails from WavyWatson, but it's also gonna be very hard for Houston to scout the carrier here, so I kind of don't hate it. But like I think that we would be in a different game state right now if Houston had not gone honor guards yet and just spanned out a couple heavy railguns. I mean, he could be owning this hill right now, and then, you know, then he doesn't need to go for the blind AA because he'll know when he sees his opponent get it. Yeah, that might be true as well, Gul. That might be true as well. But in any case, I think Houston's playing too passive. He doesn't have the field control you would expect for having the army that basically just counters his opponent right now. So it's a little bit surprising. We do have missile ship fab done now. I wonder if he'll build them blind as well. That would be a little rough, but it's often something that happens. But he does have honor guard fab done. Oh yeah, you know, speak of the devil, the fabrication of the first honor guard is also finished. So there it is. And honor guards really, really are good in this kind of scenario. They're just good in every scenario, it feels like. But the question on my mind is Houston going to lose this area before the honor guard gets in the fight? Wavy would have to jump in right away to do that, but it's possible. A little too passive, though, so he's not going to be able to get that. And in fact, the heavy railguns not getting hit by the coal rails just yet. There we go. These aren't even coalition for so long. And no spokes on the rails either means these things are just going to melt away. Right before they get Mag XL2, that's going to feel pretty sad. He does at least get one Galzian heavy rail for his troubles, but I mean, that's pretty rough. If we check the units lost tab, I think it'll tell the whole story. Yeah. Not ideal. And now that the dust settles, it kind of feels like we're just looking at a state where, like, Houston's got an army and WavyWatson doesn't, so... I think he had the right idea trying to push there, but he had to do it a little sooner. He also, of course, didn't know about the honor guard, to be fair, but... But it's the way of this map that if you can take this area, it's really hard to get it back, so it would have been nice to see him go for that a little bit sooner. And it's mostly AAVs being built now. I actually don't hate it because I think for like defense, you can sort of camp out on this hill here, but you're gonna lose third base for a really long time. And I do agree with that. I think building all these LAVs is gonna be a mistake as well. I guess he was floating CUs, but I mean, I don't really see what these will do. They might be able to put on some pressure on the back line, make Houston kind of reconsider just pushing in, but that's about it. And it looks like they are being shadowed by the Sandskimmers here, which have the upgrade lead. Artifact extracts are coming out as well, and Houston, very wisely, just going to hold his area. He wants to just deny this base. Doesn't need to push just yet, and I think that's exactly what he should be doing. And WavyWatson is building salvagers. You're a madman. You really can't get away with that. Here comes the fight of the strike craft. They're actually pulling their way pretty okay here. They're up on the high ground. They're getting a lot of kills, so maybe this is going to turn out to be a bit more of an even trade than I was expecting. Still, though, upgrade lead goes a long way. And, you know, they get some kills, but not a huge amount. Wait, what is happening here? I don't really know. Oh, and he's trying to push out over the hill. I don't think you can do this yet. I guess he really wants to deny that extraction. I mean, he'll get that, right? But, like, what is he going to lose for it? It might be a lot. And Houston's got EMP here, too, so very hard to smoke ball up. EMPs are dropping. Missile ship barrage even is contributing here. And one's got to feel that that was not really a worthwhile trade. I believe he only got the one missile ship for, like, 3 AAVs there. Didn't even stop the extraction either, because he turned around. And actually, Houston throwing in some assault railguns in the mix. Ooh, I love that. I love that. They could probably do with getting rail armor, but they're actually a really, like... They're a really competent sort of side push unit, right? You can go for some counterattacks with these things, and AAVs are not going to stop them necessarily. Power carrier? I don't really think so, because the railguns already counter the carrier, so it feels like that'd be a really risky way to play. Like, if your opponent was relying on a power carrier for his army, what would you get to answer it? Railguns, right? Early game? Oh. Well, we have seen people play like that before. It has been done. Oh, don't peek over that hill! The railguns are gonna regret that one. Skins want to come over and capitalize on the Sunder? I guess they will. They might die for it. Oh, it just barely gets out with that guy. This guy's like a freaking elder, by the way. I don't know how that happened, but... Oh no, and these assault railguns get right up on top of the rails, and he's got dart maneuver too, so he's gonna dart in here. Just needs to get these guys over this hill. It's a little bit awkward, the positioning. But still, assault railguns, I've said this before, it kind of feels like they're a unit that counters every unit and gets countered by every unit, you know what I mean? Because they have a much higher DPS than railguns, but obviously they don't have that range. So if they can get up on top of them, they can absolutely fight like that. A little awkward he didn't finish off this guy with 15 HP, but, you know. Still, I think that actually went pretty well. And he's getting luxury techs now, look at this. He's got 4 honor guards, he's teching into Assault Chip Fab. I mean, he doesn't need that, but he can get it, you know, why not? I would, however, really recommend getting the rail upgrades here. Because they definitely get stronger when you have those. And it looks like, for now anyway, WavyWatson actually is back on 3 base. So that's pretty good for him. It's really hard to reclaim your 3 base when it gets taken on this map, so... You love to see it, you love to see it. We are seeing some carrier power come out from WavyWatson. But again, I don't think that's really what he needs. He's also, like, unlocking carrier with that 3rd SC. If I were him, I would have this guy go over here and heal up that support cruiser, and then just go join the army in the front line. And I would just leave my carrier back, because... I think it's going to be risky to ever really try to rely on that thing to do damage, and if you don't want to rely on it to do damage, then you shouldn't tech the damage for it, you know what I mean? Also, Assault Rails holding the flank would probably be better here, stop those AVs from doing anything. Ooh, and this is quite a firing squad, actually. Oh, Houston's going to fight up this high ground, really shouldn't do that. He doesn't have range calibration or anything, so... That's a difficult ask. Honor Guards do finally get involved, though. The railguns probably should be giving some respect to that, because they're hurting. Oh my gosh! Okay. Oh, and Spotto, the Elder, he makes the ultimate sacrifice, finishing off that railgun. Well, the railguns really looked great there until the honor guards got involved. I think Wavy just needed to... Oh, and there goes the SC. That's why I was talking about healing him up earlier. I think WavyWatson really needed to, like, back off right when the honor guards got in range. I think you're faster than them. Oh, you're quite a bit faster than them. Yeah, so you can kite those honor guards and just stay away and say, okay, I got what I wanted, I did a bunch of damage to your rails, now I'm just gonna back away and not fight you for a second. Not meant to be, though, and the railguns take the bait on the base runner as well there. They're gonna take some serious losses again. And we're looking at, like, 11 KCUs to 6.5. That's not ideal. It's not ideal. We do... Oh, no, these aren't assault railguns. Where are the assault railguns? They're actually with the honor guards. That's interesting. Well, I think if the assault railguns would go over on this side, and then, like, the heavies would hold this area, and then the honor guards would push over through this hill here, we might be able to just end the game right away. What am I talking about? This is probably an F2 quick moment. You can end the game like this as well. Alright, you want to see a magic trick? Here, watch this Saban carrier. I'm gonna make it disappear. And that's gonna be all she wrote for WavyWatson. It's a cool, clean 3-0 for Houston. Very, very nice game by him. And we shall jump on to the next one.